Hey guys, so I'm just doing a little check-in to pretty much explain like the direction and what's been going on the YouTube channel. As you guys know, I've been uploading stories to YouTube, and I started with the Henry series, and we'll continue to do that, and other series he never shared on YouTube. I guess he has a lot of stuff that's unlisted, and I'm discovering this, so I'm starting to go through that and see what I can share on YouTube. So I will continue to do that. So these are a lot of stories you guys haven't heard, so it's kind of a treat and cool. I'm glad, he uploaded all this stuff. And, I've started to share the Frank Fridays that I shared on Patreon. And slowly I've been sharing, my stories that I have been doing on Patreon. Some of you know and some of you don't, so I'll just explain real quick that I've been doing stories on Patreon since December of 2022. So a little over a year now. And, I started out with how I found out, the last day I saw Ryan, and all that stuff. And, shortly after that, I asked Patreon, okay, we did kind of like a vote, or, let them pretty much decide where I should start. And I asked, where should I start? Do you guys want to hear about when he first relapsed, when we moved to West Covina, the Midwest? Like, where should I start? And surprisingly, a majority of the people said, start at the beginning. We want to hear like when you guys first started dating. We want to hear your version of it. So I was pleasantly surprised and not expecting that. But that's where I pretty much started. So I kind of want to ask you guys the same thing. Where should I start, dropping stories? I don't know if I should just show random stories. That's why I, shared the West Covina one. And that one I did in September of this year. But I think what I want to do is share the first story from each series that I've done. So I just shared the West Covina, and I will next share how we first met. And that series is When Two Dumb Drunk Sluts Fall in Love. And after that would be the Locked Up series, pretty much when he had to go back to prison and I was pregnant with Nico and had to give birth without him, and how it was for me while he was pretty much locked up in prison. And after that would be the honeymoon phase, when he first got out and everything was pretty much like a honeymoon. Everything was all good, I guess. And then from there would be the West Covina series. And I'm currently in the middle of that series right now on Patreon. Also, I've been doing reaction videos to his stories, which was a recommendation from someone on Patreon a while ago. So I've been reacting to stories on there as well that Ryan's done. And I first started out with the Henry series because a lot of people were asking me on Patreon, did he finish the Henry series? What happened? Since you're in the story. And I was like, Henry? Who's Henry? What's the Henry series? And it was brought to my attention, and I was like, oh my God. So I did reaction. I'll just leave it there. If you want, you can go check it out, or eventually I can share those on here too. But I did a reaction story to all the Henrys, basically. So it's up to you. What I'm gonna do is next share When Two Dumb Drunk Sluts Fall in Love, the first episode, and then I'll share the first episode of Locked Up, and then the honeymoon phase. And I already shared West Covina, so I'll share those, and then I'll come back and do another check-in video like this and ask what series you guys want to hear more from, basically, and you guys can decide. So that's what I'm going to do. I just wanted to explain that, and thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for your kindness and support. It really means the world to me, and I appreciate it. I know, this isn't easy. It's not. It's very personal stories, and I'm extremely out of my comfort zone, but I'm doing it. And, it's hard to follow in Ryan's footsteps. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not even trying to, compare myself to him, because it's completely different. He's extremely funny. He's the best storyteller of all time, as many of you say. And I agree. I've actually become a fan of his doing the reaction videos. Like, he's really funny and his stories are great. So, you know, I hope you guys know that. I know a majority of you know that, but some people are like, oh, this isn't funny. Oh, I'm bored. It's like, well, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do stories like Ryan. Not many people can, and I'm not trying to act like I can. This is just pretty much telling my side, my story, my version. And I'm a voice for the loved ones that go through addiction with you. And, you know, maybe it can help save some lives. And that's what I'm trying to do. And if you're not into that and it's, you know, it's boring or not your vibe, then you can easily just unsubscribe, and that's okay. Like, let's all just whatever. It's not a big deal. You don't need to watch then. It's not for you. But just wanted to explain that, and a majority of you get that. So I guess I'll just leave it there. But yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. And again, it's going to be a mix. We'll have some Frank Fridays. We'll have, you know, updates on Ryan's projects, like the documentary should be coming out soon. I believe now the paperback of Anti-Heroes is available on Amazon. It hadn't been available, and it's now just available. So you guys can go get that if you'd like. But yeah, we're just going to have updates, you know, what's going on with projects, more of Ryan's stories you guys haven't heard, and some of my stories. So that's pretty much it. And again, I'm very grateful for the people that are being kind and supportive. You make this so much easier, as this is not something easy to do. So I greatly appreciate you guys, and just wanted to say thank you. But I guess that's it for now. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until then, Palabra.